just as insane as Trudeau, and bam.
No. Carney is the worst. Fuck Polyev. Polyev's fine. All Polyev really said was, I'll deal with Trump. I know how to negotiate and go at him in that way. It was Trudeau who stood up and went, well, we're going to put a counter tariff on you. And then Carney gets in and he's like, we're going to continue the counter tariffs. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you fucking people?
I mean, obviously not Canadian, not technically involved, but the thing that kind of shocks me about Carney is just the fact that dude was never elected anywhere by anyone.
Welcome to the Westminster parliamentary system.
Yeah.
That's how it works. You elect the party and then they appoint a leader.
Meanwhile, here we are with our prime minister like, yeah, we're not doing tariffs because we don't want to fuck up our country. Good luck to you.
Yeah, your prime minister's a fucking dillhole.
What's that? Because he's not going to join the rest of the world with recessions?
Sorry, what?
Because he's not going to join the rest of the world with recessions?
Oh, no. There's many other reasons why your prime minister's a piece of dirt.
Uh-huh. What's that?
I don't know. How deep in fucking bed can you be with oil and coal and all the resource people that are polluting the fuck out of things while basically turning your country into a fucking, free speech? What's that? You guys have already started the bullshit England's doing. We're not far behind in Canada, by the way.
Yeah, but at least with the current prime minister, it's going to take a while for us to get there. If Potato Head gets in, we're more fucked than ever.
Look, the juice media annoys me because they're communists and they're openly fucking communistic, but they aren't wrong when they talk about how shitty your fucking country is for government choices.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? They're just as bad as everyone else, mostly everyone else, because they paint it as a two-party system. They paint independence as being a better choice. What they should be doing, if they weren't being fucktards, is pointing out that there are currently 6 active federal parties that you can vote for, and actually explain what each of them actually does and who they're in general aligned with. Like,
yeah, but dude,
One Nation,
One Nation,
they're liberals but racist. So if you're going to vote for One Nation, you're basically voting for liberal but with racist policies.
Yeah, but juice media are socialists, dude. They're not going to present anything fairly. But they're also, dude, they're super socialist. Like, if you actually pay attention to the messages they're giving, they're super fucking communist socialists. That's what the juice media does.
Look,
so a lot of
real socialism hasn't been tried, Bear.
I know. It's okay.
Did anybody do any gaming this week?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you do, Bear?
I ran Heroic today in a live human in my house game.
Ooh.
Quite fun. A good time was had by all, I've been led to believe.
Well, that's good.
I'm very tired, but I wanted to stick around to see the thunder from down under. So I think tonight it's more feeling like he's going to be the Chanda from down under. If you throw up on the live stream, I'm going to fucking laugh. I just want
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I mean, between the Kleenex and, the coughing, there's going to be something gross at some point.
Well, there already is something gross.
That's fair. I'm here.
And I am. With both of us. Crazy. Yeah, Cody and I were supposed to do our Bigfoot show tonight, but he's dealing with that storm.
I So a while back, my youngest came to me and said, "Dad, I want to try playing Warhammer." It's like, okay, let's do it. And so they had a tournament at the Warhammer store yesterday for just like basically just like small armies, essentially just a few models. And I went, and essentially it was 6 hours, and dear Lord, like halfway through, my brain is just shutting down.
Really?
Oh yeah, like just trying to focus, trying to stay in the game was such a pain. So, and no, Kim is safe. She's just making dinner.
Okay.
I
But that was my gaming this week.
Nice, good for you, man.
I mean, last Sunday I had the 3.5 game. That was.
Oh yes, how's that pain in your ass going?
So anyway,
like I hate being so negative about that game, because it's like he has a regular game. It's been going for what, like 2 years now?
I've been in it for 3 years now, but that game's been going since about 2007.
Okay, but regardless, you've had a regular game more or less every other week for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. And I feel bad that we're constantly just giving it crap for. So what did the morons do this week?
Argued about the rules. It's the same thing every week. They argued about the rules. So 6 to 8 hours of gaming. The majority of that, about 3/4 of that, is spent arguing. We could get so much more done if, like, we just didn't have spicy players and spicy GM.
You're pondering what I'm pondering, Pinky? Arguing the rules.
Same thing we do every night.
Yeah. I feel bad for you, brother. I really do.
You know what annoys me the most? So
The farting.
at the GM's place, on the wall above the door into where we play, he's got the line from every edition of D&D and Pathfinder from the DMG about how what the DM does is the law, right? So he's got it up there. He's got it there so any dumb fuck that walks into that room knows that what the DM says is the law. And yet we constantly have these rules arguments. And it's just like, there's something very annoying about this.
Have you talked to him one-on-one about why he doesn't enforce the law?
I mean, I've had conversations.
Hiring Brian's want to know.
Suffice to say, it doesn't really go anywhere. It always ends up the same thing. So, yeah. Although I did have one good thing last week. I got connected up fiber into my house. So I now have a full fiber network for my
Congratulations.
internet. Yeah. I am like,
Thank you for joining us here in 2016.
I don't have fiber. I'm still on regular cable.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. Cable's effective. Like, you can still get good speeds out of cable.
yeah,
It's
but
the
like
people that are still on DSL. It's like, oh god.
well, see, that's the thing, right? We were meant to have a full fiber net, like nationwide fiber network back in 2010. But, like, okay, as you know, Bear, Liberal Party in our system, right?
I don't know, man. We don't. We have one of our own. I can't be bothered with yours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know the Juice Media. You've heard them go on
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the shit party. They decided no full. They got into power surprisingly. Wow, never thought that would happen. And then they decided, you know what? Full fiber would cost too much. We're going to leave we're just going to renovate the pre-existing copper lines.
You don't even have fiber optic lines.
No, they decided it was better to just overhaul the copper lines instead of putting the fiber lines in, like what the Labour government was trying to do. This is why I say that no matter how bad our current prime minister is, if the other party gets in, it's going to be 10,000 times worse.
Not to be at all hyperbolic about it. 10,000 times. This is science, people.
Yeah.
People have measured it.
Dude, he wants to. The other guy, Potato Head, wants to convert us over to nuclear power.
Yeah. And that's bad because
we're probably the best country in the world for renewable power options, energy options.
Yeah, but nuclear is actually renewable and it's less toxic than solar and wind.
And it's also
It's
a
great
lot
news,
cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. It has a longer shelf life. You know,
provides cleaner energy. There's a bajillion reasons to always go nuclear.
No, okay, hold on. I'm gonna argue this one because this actually pisses me off every time. Because I live in a desert. Okay, you would think, oh, desert, no rain, no clouds, plenty of sunshine. You should be all over the solar. And instead of like coming up with actual solutions to like put them on top of houses or office buildings or any other 1,000 different options, they're like, oh no, we need a solar farm. So when I drive from Phoenix to San Diego, I'm driving out in the middle of the desert. And what have they done? They have torn up all of the desert ecosystem, which, say whatever you want, it is an ecosystem. There is stuff that lives out there. There are animals, there are plants, there are, water pathways, etc. Right. And so instead, they're going to tear that all up, put all these solar panels in that have approximately a 10-year shelf life, on a footprint like 8 times the size of the Palo Verde nuclear plant, which is about 200 miles away from this solar farm and powers way more houses. Like, solar is trash the way they keep trying to implement it.
But again, the Sierra Club propaganda.
Dude, your country's retarded.
Every country is retarded.
Yes. My country offers a $6,000 supplement, surplus, whatever the fuck it's called.
Okay, hold on.
Subsidy.
To put solar on your house.
Let's
which is
be
why
honest.
Every fucking house in Australia has solar on them.
Right.
We're going to be upgrading from a 3 to a 6 gigawatt system on our house soon.
Okay. And how often do you have to change out the panels?
We've never changed out the panels.
You haven't, but when are you supposed to?
Like 20 years, dude.
Okay. How long does a nuclear plant last?
Let's reverse it. What's the downside to nuclear, in your opinion?
Me?
Yeah. Because we're both pro-nuclear. So what's your downside on it?
No, see, okay, I'm going to point out something. I am pro-nuclear as well. The problem is that the Liberals don't want to actually build nuclear power plants. They want to drag this issue out to put more coal power plants in place. They don't actually want to put up nuclear power plants.
I'm just going to go to Brian on this one, or is you as confused as I am now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure I'm not alone on this.
Well, if you'd let me finish talking about what I was trying to get.
That's it.
Well, but hold on. There is also one other point that I do want to bring up, because you mentioned the subsidies.
Mm-hmm.
Our governments do subsidies on all that stuff as well.
Yep.
And part of the reason they do the subsidies is because they know that the return isn't really there. So in the end, it's not the government giving you a subsidy. It's Seraphis and Grimm giving everyone a subsidy. Because it does come out of your taxes. Your tax burden goes up because you're like, oh, well, the government is covering it. No, they're not. Whereas if a power plant comes in, builds the nuclear station, out of their funds, which they should do anyways. Yes, government should not be paying for that either. And runs it like a business. And the funny thing is, Kim works for a company that does 99% solar.
No, not.
Is it 100%?
It's not 100%. I don't know what actually how much of it's in part of our window. We do a lot more electrical stuff, but
Okay, so it's just okay. I thought it was
solar.
It's a lot of solar. And even she looks at it and it's like, oh, well, there's this subsidy and this thing, da da da. It's like, because they're trying to make fetch happen. And fetch isn't happening.
What is fetch?
You've never seen Mean Girls?
I haven't even seen Mean Girls, but I get the role.
So there's one of the characters so there's the three primary Mean Girls, and one of the third girls, played by Lacey Chabert, keeps doing this thing. She goes, oh my God, that shirt, it's so fetch. And then the head Mean Girl goes, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not happening. And her whole thing is that, she's trying to make fetch a cool term, and she Mean Girl's not having it.
Yeah.
So
Anyhow.
now we get to say that as a thing when someone says something we don't agree with. We get to go, stop trying to make fetch happen.
Anyways, so politicians are dumb. The funny thing is, even coal, I'll be honest, I'm not necessarily opposed to coal. Maybe not only coal, but that's another thing. The time to build and put up a coal power plant to offset the country's needs while we're still building a nuclear plant, absolutely, I'd be all for that. Anyways, sorry, I've been ranting a lot. You hit a subject for me today.
Listen, it gets even more fun, okay? Our idiotic liberal government, instead of getting into nuclear power and all the money they've wasted on solar and wind in this country that is just fucking abominable, decided to make a deal to subsidize, i.e., we pay for it in the long run, Canadians who want to convert their houses using heat exchange units. Residential heat exchange units are a wonderful thing, except their upper limit is, I think it's 32 degrees, 35 degrees. We regularly in this country can hit 40. Its lower limit is minus 25 degrees. We easily hit minus 40, minus 30 on average in winter in most of the country. So everyone's installing useless things that when the coldest days come or the hottest days come will not do the job of a heater or an air conditioner because they don't want to put nuclear power in because the World Economic Forum is against nuclear power. Therefore, Canada must be against nuclear power. I don't want to be a conservative. I would like to point this out. I don't want to be red, but they keep doing the stupidest shit that makes me just go, what the fuck? Why must you suck so hard? But I still got a bone to pick with Trudeau because he's fucked my country with politically because of his bullshit. He has managed to do the one thing nobody has done in the history of Canada. Make Quebec pro-Canada. Like, we're watching it and we're like, how the fuck are Quebecers waving Canadian flags? What is going on?
Anyhow, I tried to keep it on gaming.
I know you tried. Yeah, made an effort. And my game went really well today. That was a lot of fun.
Okay.
I can't say good stuff about that.
What did the players do today?
Mostly, they're playing teenagers who have become superheroes in the city. And the first session was them basically fighting an alien invasion and driving off the aliens, and then they stole a shuttle from the aliens, and the tech guy's been keeping it in his backyard and trying to examine it. Last session, one of the players, his father's on the big team in the city, the Justice Legion. So they got an invitation to come talk to the Justice Legion, who basically gave them shit and said, "What are you doing? You're a bunch of kids. Knock it the fuck off. Stop your bullshit." While they were having that meeting, Asgard moved in and took the shuttle away. Like, this kid have a spaceship in his backyard. No. So this session, they found themselves an old railroad factory warehouse type thing, like where the rails would go in and they'd do all this stuff, so it was like old school style. And they refurbished it and they moved in, and that's what they're doing. And they went and gave blood at a organization called Aeon, which was at the Aeon House. And Aeon basically, they like to preach the idea of, we're here to help people through the path of ascendancy to realize that humans can be the best that they can possibly be. One of their members has become a member of Aeon at NBC, and he's become very, very calm. He used to be really cocky and out of control, but a month later, he's very calm and relaxed right now. At the end, they found out there was a monster in the park attacking someone at night. They went over, and it was like an amorphous blob of eyes and stuff, and they managed to get the people away, and then they fought a little bit, and it ran into a cave, and now they've gone into the cave chasing it. We'll pick it up from there. A lot of fun.
Sounds like it.
But more importantly, tomorrow night, y'all get to punch Nazis. Seriously, I believe that's what I called the session. Let's punch Nazis.
I mean, that's kind of where we left off.
It's no lie. I'm not lying. But you, sir, are you doing any gaming other than your creep? And then tonight, oh my God, and I'm going to make a video about this either tonight or tomorrow morning. We were watching Journey Quest on Discord. And Journey Quest is a web series made by the guys who did the Gamers movies.
Okay.
And it's really fun. It's a fun, goofy, stupid thing, but it's really fun. And I just was overwhelmed with the desire of, I want to do a D&D campaign that leans into D&D.
I don't have my phone on me.
You know what I mean? Like, usually when I run a fantasy campaign, I'm trying to get as far the fuck away from D&D as I can get. I'm just like, no. So now I've come up with the concept of Trope Quest. That bard, you bet your ass that bard's horny. That type of thing. And not take it seriously and just run a goofy fucking D&D game. Should be fun. Don't know when it's going to happen, but it should be fun. There you go. That's all my gaming.
Well, as much as I want to get my regular game back up and going again, I think for the foreseeable future, the kids are still going to continue to be in the way, but well, not really. I mean, Brian, you understand what I mean.
So, actually, no, you know what the funny thing is? I'm going to kind of disagree with you on that one. And yes, I know you're going to say, well, I have neurospicy kids, blah, 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 whatever. Okay.
I just don't have grandparents I can hook them up.
Nope. That has nothing to do with it.
He's the grandparent now.
Yeah, I am. I love it. It's great.
Oh, dude, your last stream. Oh, bubbers.
Yeah. That's true. Bear, if you want, it just goes, it's like at the end of my painting stream from Friday, Maverick makes an appearance. So the baby.
Congratulations. I'm very happy for you and yours.
Anyways,
I'm the most conflicted human being alive. I despise children, but would absolutely wrestle a tiger to protect them.
And I don't doubt that. That's fine. Anyways, so I'm not saying it would be easy. I'm not saying that there aren't challenges and issues to deal with. But literally about 20 years ago, I think Jaden, my oldest, was like 4. We were playing D&D. I was running Eberron. It might have even been the Forgotten Forge, to be honest with you. Okay.
Which we're going to finish in 2244.
I was say we haven't even talked about trying to finish it, and I don't know if anyone really cares that much. It's fine. Heck, I just like my co-host bailed on me the last 2 weeks anyways, so whatever. Anyways, so
is that weird ass Vegas years Malfoy guy?
Oh, okay. No. He's in contract renegotiations right now. This is my new co-host.
Contracts?
No,
I got fired.
Contract. No, you
I
didn't
said
get fired.
No,
I must know. What did he get fired for?
Saying cunt.
No, because we finished the Eberron book, and I'm moving on to a different book, and eventually I'll loop around.
Oh, Brian has new friends now. Got it. Okay, there you go.
This was always the plan from day one, and I told
welcome to the
Seraphis
shelf.
about it.
How's it feel to be on the shelf in Brian's world?
I hate all of you.
Hey, listen, I got to be fair with my throwing shade. Come on.
That's fine. And besides, if I didn't rotate co-hosts, then we wouldn't have Kim show up to cover My Little Pony with me. So
yes, and I really want to see that. I
know. I'm excited to do it too. All right. So the point that I was trying to get to, we were playing at my house. And Jaden was little. But like we would play the game. Kim wasn't playing, but she would, kind of, Kim was kind of, keeping an eye on him. But, like Jaden would come over and like he would actually jump up and sit on the lap of a friend of mine, and just play the game. And actually, it was like this was one of the funniest things. So we had the maps out and we had the miniatures and whatnot. And again, Jaden's like 4 years old and reaches up, grabs one of the miniatures off the table, and like goes at one of the monsters. He's like, "This guy's gonna kick his ass." It was, anyways. The point being, yes, you have to acknowledge the fact that it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be an ideal situation, but playing games with the kids around isn't necessarily a problem.
It worked out okay with Ethan and Ben and Misty back in that.
So,
unless, like me, you despise children.
Well, Seraphis has 2 of them. He's not allowed to despise them.
Legally.
Is that legitimate, Sarah? Because I heard you talk. I'm just saying.
So have I, and I try to discourage that kind of talk.
To be fair, mostly when I have those kind of talks, it's when I've already had a bad day with them.
Well, I was going to say, it's usually one of those days, and I get it. But
I'm waiting for when you have a talk about when you have a good day with them, Sarah.
Oh, okay. Well, last Thursday was the kids' PE day at school, sports day, and the boy was.
Boy, have a name? Jesus, the boy.
No, I get it. Like, little kids on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah. So
true. And Game Masters was watching, and that's always, you got to be careful.
Right? Yeah.
He's a creep. No, I'm kidding. He's an awesome dude. Anyway, sorry. So the boy.
So the boy was hanging out with his friends, and he saw a girl getting her hair pulled by a boy. And he was basically just teasing and bullying her. He runs over in between the two of them, puts his hand out to the boy, and goes, "Stop!" And kept saying, "Stop, stop" to him, "Go away," until he did.
Wow. Good for him.
Okay. So you've raised a good kid. And
Yes. Like, I'm very proud of that moment. He did amazing. I am like, yeah.
Awesome. When you tell the story in the future, he then kicked him in the ding ding. And
No. If I'm going to tell that story in the future,
and to make it proper to the internet, everybody watching started a slow clap.
Yeah.
no, if I tell that story in the future, I'm going to embellish the fact that the girl was there and that after saying stop, she ran over and tackled the boy down and started beating him.
See, that's way too fucking Australian socialist bullshit.
Yeah.
To make the story better, he kicks him in the ding ding, the guy runs away crying, and then she hugged and kissed your boy on the cheek and said, "My hero."
Yeah,
And
exactly.
That's a better story. Fucking
Dear
socialist.
Lord
5-year-old
Seraphis.
boy, come on.
Yes.
You
Oh
woke
my
fuck.
gosh.
I cannot believe you're this fucking woke.
Like,
Well,
a couple friends of ours, like, caught, like, because they've got kids younger than us, constantly telling us stories about their kids, and like, oh, his girlfriend this, his girlfriend that, and the kid was 5. Yeah, just like,
Well, okay.
build up his man card.
seriously.
Look,
Why you
no,
gotta push him out of the way for the girl, man? That's just so mean.
okay, because the girl is, well, I call her Battlecorn for a reason, because imagine a little gnome who's like a full-on barbarian with the skinned hide of a unicorn draped over her. That's what my daughter is.
Was that
Wait,
the
so
girl
was
who
it
was
your
being
daughter?
tormented?
Was it your daughter that was getting bullied?
No. I'm
Then
saying my
what the
daughter.
fuck? This doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah. No, see, Seraphis, when your daughter's getting bullied,
She never gets bullied.
and
She bullies.
you want to hold on, but when your daughter's getting bullied and you want to embellish the story, yeah, she gets up and beats the tar out of the kid. When it's your son, no, the girl gives him a big hug and a kiss on the cheek, and off they go. Whatever.
Hand in
Come
hand
on,
to have
man.
ice cream.
Look, the only reason why I don't talk about, oh, he got a kiss from the girl is because, quite honestly, he has enough girlfriends.
So what's one more? He's
seriously.
6.
And
Is he married to one of them?
well, this Australia. Things are weird.
That's fair.
To be fair,
It ain't Utah, though.
he picks up every time we have to take him to a doctor's appointment at one of the hospitals. So, every nurse falls over for him for just how cute he is.
And?
The problem.
Nurses, man. This is why
first of all,
don't take
nurses. I don't know if you know this or not, but nurses have the highest infidelity rate in professional class.
Yes,
And
I know, which is why I can't do
Yeah.
anything.
And
My
on
partner's
top of that,
there.
and on top of that, nurses are primarily women. And women, in most cases,
Have holes? Yes, I'm aware.
no, tend to like little people. Not short people, but like children, little peoples.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, wow, the midgets ain't been telling me the truth.
Yeah, no.
Motherfucker, I get laid like crazy.
No, like seriously, Seraphis, how many pictures have I sent you of Maverick?
Like 1,
How many do you think I've sent Grim?
maybe 30.
Yeah, okay, not that high, but yeah, quite a bit. Okay, and her reaction every single time is exactly like you would expect a woman to react to seeing a baby, which is fine.
I mean, it's a good thing she's got headphones on and she's watching something on her screen because, quite honestly,
I'd say it to her face. And
you guys want to see something super fucking cool?
Is it the boy getting a hug and a kiss from the girl that he rescued from the
No,
bully?
no, it's completely unrelated to this shit show conversation we're having. Just gonna share my window so you guys can see it. This is in Portugal, and these were the waves they were watching in Portugal. That is like awe-inspiring and absolutely terrifying all at the same time.
I think I've seen that before. Not in person, obviously, but
No, I grew up on the seaside, and I've never seen waves like that.
I've seen waves like that in wintertime.
Yeah, shut up, fuck. They were full of scorpions and jellyfish and sharks. We know Australia. And fucking drop bears being fired out like by fucking cannons. That's terrifyingly cool, though.
And you know there's idiots that are surfing that.
Oh, you know. In Australia, you know. There's fucking drogans by the boatload out there. I'm sorry, is it drogans or drongos? I can never remember what the fuck your slang is for the bogans.
Bogan.
What's a drongo?
What's a bogan?
Oh. I'm very proud of that moment.
Anyways, yeah, let boys be boys. Let girls be girls. Girls don't have to be boys.
I don't think I've got a choice with the girl.
In Australian slang, drongo is a mild insult meaning idiot or stupid fellow. Its usage derives from the name of a famous Australian racehorse that never won.
Right, okay. I've not heard that. Or
also, why do you guys call redheads rangas?
Rangers.
Yeah, why?
Why is Canada?
Why? And also because the name of the place, when they first pointed, they said Kanatahe, which was referring to the village.
No. I wasn't asking why Canada was called Canada. I just said, why is Canada?
Because there's this thing called the beaver. And it was really popular in Europe.
I do hear that beavers are quite popular.
I'm a fan.
Not Australian ones anymore. They're a bit too fucking salty.
Always quality entertainment here at Talkin Drek.
Oh yeah. I think it's the very definition of what we're doing right now.
Yes.
That's fair.
Is it helping you feel better, Sickie?
Yes, it is. Then again, so is the 2 books I just got too. So that, you know.
What books did you get?
Well, there's this one.
So bullshit. Yeah, okay. And what was the other book you got?
And then there's this one.
Further bullshit. That's amazing that you're getting, you're really expanding the bullshit catalog. I think that's a great thing, sir.
Well, you know, my channel, I can talk about it. So
absolutely, go right ahead. Feel free. I'm not complaining. No, sir. After being kicked off once, I'll behave. I'm a good guest, sir.
Kicked off? What the fuck are you going on about?
You just removed me a few minutes ago, put me in the timeout like a penalty box. That's really rude to Canadians. It's culturally insensitive. You don't put a Canadian in the penalty box. Now I feel like I'm a bad player and not a good member of the team.
Dude, I've seen your hockey players. They relish getting into the penalty box.
Well, no, but there's a difference when you're playing on the ice and you got a Swede. You got to get that Swede in the corner because you got to be careful because them Swedes in the corner, they'll high stick you. They'll spear you. They'll do that. Got to watch out for that. The Hockey Night in Canada, years and years and years and years ago at Christmas, did this 12 Days of Hockey video, and it was all like so, 5 shots of blah blah. And it was all like funny stuff. And then when they got to 2, it was always 2 minor minutes. And every time they did it, it was a different video clip of Lindy Ruff skating to the penalty box. That's how many fucking penalties he had that season. Otherwise, they'd repeat. But for that one, it was a different shot of Lindy Ruff skating to the penalty box. Like, oh, asshole, so much fun. But you know what? Enjoy your Monty Cook cult behavior. It makes you happy. That's all I care about.
Yes, well, it does. This one's spaceships.
Cool.
I mean, is it supposed to be something else?
That's a Numenera. It can be anything.
That's true.
And this
It's
one
so far in the future. It's in the past now.
It's so far in the future. It's gone full circle. What's that one about?
This one's basically Tron. Voices
supposed to be Tron.
No, I said it's basically Tron.
It's basically Tron.
Yes.
Speaking of which, did you fuckers know there was a new Tron movie coming out? I didn't know there was a new Tron movie coming out.
I had heard whispers of Ares for about 2 years, and I didn't pay any attention because I thought,
never going to happen.
Tron movie. Sure, that will happen.
Yeah, exactly. After fucking Legacy bombed, which is unfair. Legacy is a damn good movie.
It definitely had potential, and I admire its design as being this is Flynn's local server, not the original Tron, where it was that old World Wide Web design.
Yeah, that's true. It was MCP.
Yeah. So I like
Infocom or whatever they were called.
Encom.
Anyway, sorry. Incom. Thank you. Keep going.
So I really and I liked that. Essentially, what Flynn had done in Tron Legacy was cultivate the programs to create their own culture. I thought that was a really interesting idea and stuff. I thought some of the directions in which the story goes, though, were a little bit weird.
Yeah, definitely don't want weird in a movie about people living inside computers with sentient programs. The last thing you want is weird. I'm sorry. That argument holds exactly as much water as the people who go, I saw Aliens versus Predator, and it sucked. It was a bad movie. I'm like, really? I went in expecting to see aliens and predators and them to fight. And that's what I got. Good movie. What were you expecting? Whoa. And they all expected the comic aliens.
Book.
Yeah, they all expected something else. So I'm like, well, you're a dumbass for having expectations with Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood is never going to give you what you want. Come on.
Ever.
If you get something entertaining, be happy you got something that was entertaining.
I'll be honest, I haven't watched anything new in a while. Heck, the other night I started watching Spencer for Hire.
Wow, Robert Urich at his best.
Now, I've only seen the first couple episodes. Not necessarily very great, but actually the reason I wanted to watch it is because I knew that was like Avery Brooks' big
Man Called Hawk, baby.
Right. That was his big launch off. And I'd never really seen it or knew it. I really only knew him from Deep Space Nine. And so I wanted to see.
So having seen him as Hawk, do you understand that the minute he became Commander Hawk on fucking DS9, the show got so much better?
Right. Well, the funny thing is that because they did all like he had hair and they did all the other stuff. to try and differentiate him from Hawk.
Yep.
And then they started making the TV movies, and so then he had to go back to looking like Hawk anyways. But yeah, that is when it got really good.
I mean, come on, man. Come on. I miss our Star Trek games sometimes.
I mean,
sometimes that is.
I was having fun with it.
Again, sometimes I miss it. So Beans has, ever since he was a kitten, he has this weird, I don't know if it's asthma or what the fuck it is, but he's got this weird breathing pattern sometimes where he'll just, and when he sleeps, it's really pronounced because he curls himself up into a ball, right? So he's compressing his lungs or whatever. So he's asleep in a box down here beside me. And when we all go quiet, all I hear is,
Okay, so have you seen the Tron trailer then?
yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Might want to watch it?
Sure, let's watch it. I mean, I'm never going to monetize my channel anyway, so.
Stop talking sexy, Game Masters.
Look, as long as his house is still there, he's welcome to talk however he wants.
That's fair.
All right, let's see what this mother lover is.
Cyclist exceeding speeds of 120 miles per hour. Last seen heading northbound.
Unit 12, acknowledging dispatch. Already in pursuit.
I'm looking for something. Something I do not understand. Ready? Because there's no going back.
Yeah, man, come on. That's like EDM cyberpunk. It's like insanely cool.
Yeah, that's I am probably gonna have to check that one.
I'm gonna check the big screen for that one for sure.
The main question is, do I have to see the last one in order to understand this one?
I'm not sure, because that sounded like Flynn Bridges in that.
Bridges isn't supposed to be in it though. Oh no, he is. That's right, he is, but Boxleitner's not.
Oh.
Tron, the titular character of
Bruce
Tron.
Boxleitner, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he going to be in it?
No. Now, they haven't announced him in it. He could be uncredited, and we'll get a surprise. You never know. But, I mean, come on, Gillian Anderson's in it. She's a fucking top
I
shelf.
thought I couldn't remember the name, but I thought that was her in that building scene. Actually, did you guys see the Naked Gun trailer?
No, I did not.
No, you can't say shit like that. The fuck?
Are you gonna make me watch this? Liam Neeson as Frank Drebin? All right.
It's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
I'm already preparing my stand.
Well, no. And hold on. He's Frank Drebin Jr. You'll
The only way it
understand.
could be funny is if he behaves like his character from Taken in a police story, in a police, whatever the fuck that is called. That would be funny as fuck.
Are you bringing that up, Seraphis?
Do I have to?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Bear
me.
was all ready for it. Oh, is that okay? Thruxus. Okay, now I get that joke. I didn't realize that's who that was, but okay, makes sense.
Multiple SWAT units responding to hostage situation.
Hey, little girl, stop!
What do you want, little one?
Your ass.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Who are you?
Frank Drebin, Police Squad. The new version.
That's the sound of the police.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you.
Hey, Dad. Boy, do I miss you.
Sound of the police.
Okay, that last little gag was funny. The rest of it was just like, what the fuck am I looking at?
I didn't like the thing is I didn't realize that was OJ Simpson, so I'm like, why is the guy saying no? And that now that I know that that's OJ, it's like, oh, that makes all the sense.
That was the only good joke in the whole thing, to be honest.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny when Liam Neeson was striking a pose and the skirt hiked up. I mean, not that I'm into that. It was just funny.
I mean, he's Irish. I'm sure he's always up for a skirt. They're pretty close with the Scots, after all, wanting to be separate from the English.
Lord, provide me the strength not to fly to Australia.
Don't worry, you can't afford it anyway.
Oh, I can find a way.
That you got to get heroic.
I have a very particular set of skills. Now, if you stop confusing the Irish for the Scottish, it ends here. If not, I will find you.
They're both Gaelic.
Actually, they're not both Gaelic.
Celtic?
No, they both use the Gaelic language. They're not Gaelic people. They're Celts. Gaels were one of the Celts.
Fine.
As your country was populated by criminal Irish, you'd think you would know more about your ancestry.
You know, surprisingly, my grandma didn't like actually talking about the specifics of the Irish, more just that, you know.
Grandma didn't like talking about the sentencing hearing.
Again, I'm in the place that wasn't a penal colony.
No, you're just in the place that is a penis.
No, I'm next to the penis. My God.
Where are you again?
South Australia.
How close to Canberra?
He's in the middle of the country on the south coast. More or less.
Like 9-10 hours away from Canberra. Doing like 120 kilometers an hour.
Which is, the speed limit in Australia.
Well, since the fucktards put a speed cap when you're
Oh, that's right. You're near Adelaide. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it like living in Mad Max Extras Casting Town?
The what?
What's it like living in Mad Max Extras Casting Town?
No, that's Cooper PD.
Okay, that's not a real place. Stop making up fucking names.
No, it is a real place. Cooper PD, where all the opals come from.
Where the what?
All the opals?
Opals come from Cooper PD.
Yes. And they're also where all the extra vehicles from like movies and stuff like Mad Max and whatnot all end up at, for some reason or another, they all end up there. So like you've got like
PD?
Cooper PD.
Spelled like it sounds, or
it's Australia, so no.
Okay, C-O-O-B-E-R.
Coober.
Coober. Coober. Cooper PD.
It's like, that's what I said.
No, you are fine. You actually can enunciate for an American, which is surprising.
No, I was putting words in Seraphis's mouth. You know, when you're like Coober, yeah, that's what I said.
No, that's not what you said. You said Cooper Think Cooper. A small town in northern. No, okay, beautiful. The sentence alone in Wikipedia tells me all I need to know. Are you ready for this, Brian? Cooper Pedy is a town in northern South Australia.
Correct.
Well, no, but that's like saying it's a town in northern South Dakota.
No one says that. No one says northern South Dakota. They just say South Dakota.
That's true.
Just saying.
Well, like I would say, like northern Arizona, like Flagstaff is in.
But Arizona isn't called Southern Arizona as its title. It's called Arizona.
But like I've heard like northern West Virginia.
Again, west is not necessarily the diametric opposite to north. Despite the education system in West Virginia.
No, but it is not grammatically incorrect.
I'm not saying it's grammatically incorrect. I'm just saying people with brains that are not being baked by the sun would never say it. Because other people would go, northern, southern, what? And off we go. Is Alice Mountain as pretty as it looks, Thruxus?
I don't know. I don't know what Alice Mountain is.
Oh, sorry. I said Thruxus. Seraphis. My apologies. Thruxus asked. I don't know. I assume it's some Australian thing.
Probably. I was very confused when we were considering going to Australia. Like, for some reason, I had it in my head that the Great Barrier Reef was in, like, down near Sydney, but apparently it's on the opposite side of the country. It's in the north.
I answered my own question about why you guys call redheads rangas. It comes from orangutan, which makes sense. But then, hang on, it gets better. They can also be referred to as bluey.
That one doesn't make any sense.
Nope. Australia. We'd like
You're muted, Seraphis.
Language.
I've still got no idea what Alice Mountain is.
You've got. Well, answers that question.
It's in Alaska. There's Mount Alice. There's Mount Alice in British Columbia. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything in Australia called Alice Mountain.
I don't know of a place in Arizona called Alice Mountain.
Mount Alice, Sunnyside, Queensland. Alice, was he maybe referring to Alice Springs?
I mean, for the city in the middle of a arid desert country, it is relatively nice. And Uluru is pretty cool. So,
Why
for
did you guys stop calling it Ayers Rock?
because it already had a name by the indigenous people.
Hey, fuck that! You took their country. You get to name shit.
When you're conquered, you get to rename stuff.
Yeah.
No, wait. When you conquer someone, you get to rename stuff. Yeah, I said that totally wrong.
Yeah, see, but that's why you guys are cunts and we're not.
Many things are named after native shit in my country. My country is named after native shit.
I don't know. I love when they try to say that they're naming stuff after native stuff, and then it turns out that the natives never actually called it that.
That happens in your country way more than my country.
That's what I was specifically referring to,
Yeah.
because Trump comes in and renames Denali back to Mount McKinley, and everyone's like, "Oh, but all the Eskimos." I'm like, none of them call it that at all.
Motherfucking haze.
Yeah, most of the time in my country, whenever something's named after something that the Aboriginals called it, it's usually a bastardization of what those people called it. Like Canberra isn't actually the proper. It is like a bastardization of the word that it's meant to be, which is corroboree. So
Yeah, same thing here.
Yeah.
Canada was from Kanatahe. Kanatahe is not Canada. But the French missionaries didn't give a flying fuck at the time. They were too busy being self-important. Where I grew up is an area of Canada Quebec specifically called the Gaspésie or the Gaspé. No one can tell you why it's called that. It doesn't. Even the natives are like, "We never had a word that sounded like that." Like, maybe we had a word that was like close or something. And there's even a color named after it called Gaspé Gray, and no one knows why the fuck this works. The town I grew up in, it's called Passepébiac. That's right. Passepébiac is the name of the town. The French call it Passepébiac because that's how the French talk. It may mean shallow waters, but the Micmac, or now, because we have to change everything, the Mi'kmaq people, they had a word that was close, but it was like Passepébiac. It was like this whole other fucking word. So I don't know anymore. And I feel like every time I say something, I'm just being offensive. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just using the English words and move on with my day.
That's okay. We've got a city about like an hour south of us called Casa Grande.
Does it have the accent on the E?
No.
Okay, that's forgivable.
No, but that's it. No, that's the thing. If you're a local, like to the Phoenix area, it's Casa Grande. It's always been Casa Grande. Why? Because I've been here for almost 50 years, and it's always been Casa Grande. Okay. But then you get the other people that want it, like, oh no, it's Casa Grande. No, it's not. It's Casa Grande. It's always been Casa Grande.
It's one of those things I have a hard time with, because on the one hand, I agree with what you're saying, because nothing pisses me off more than listening to pretentious cunts go, "It's pronounced Ronin." Well, it's spelled Ronin. Okay, motherfuckers? I know how you get "een" out of that sound, but now I understand why you call it poutine and not Putin or poutine, so I get it. But, and I also have to say, are you going to be enjoying your vacation in Paris? Like, no, you're going to Paris. Stop your bullshit. But then I get up and tight about the way you guys pronounce Putin, so.
Now say Capoeira.
No, because you're a cunt. You're a cunt-a-brera.
See, isn't it so much fun saying that word?
Cunt?
Yeah.
So I used to have a Scottish friend when I was in Vancouver, and his two favorite words in the world were cunt and hound. And he loved to say them all the time. He's like, at least the hound's on that cunt. And when I was working in the adult video store, I was unboxing new tapes that arrived that week of porn, and I pulled out one called Cunt Hounds. And I called him immediately and went, "You will not believe the movie I just pulled out." What's it called then? Cunt Hounds. He's like, "Cunt Hounds? Put it under the counter. I'm coming to buy it." And he did. And he put it right on the top of his TV. He's like, "This is the most amazing movie ever made." Mentality. So yeah. My appreciation for the word cunt comes from dealing with Scotsmen. And an audio engineer I worked on, can't remember the movie it was, but he said, "Do you ever notice the word cunt sounds like a puck being dropped in a pool?" Cunt. It's just like, ingenious.
Oh, it does sound like a sinker, doesn't it?
Was that your 3D printer?
No, that's a truck outside.
Yeah, no, that's Kim Micro.
They're doing road works on the other main road.
That's Kim renovating.
Oh yeah. No. We call those sinkers those things that you drop into a pool. Yeah, bloop bloop bloop. Make that
chlorine
sound.
tablets.
Yeah, they're pool pucks.
But still, no, I get what you mean. I've had lots of fun with them in the past in pools where you just go plonk. Yeah, and they make that cunt sound.
Yeah. We say Lafayette, not Lafayette around here. I'm sorry. I don't understand how you're mispronouncing Lafayette. Is it that you just don't go Lafayette when you say it? Like, what is the difference? Lafayette? Lafayette? I don't know what you're saying. You just literally typed Lafayette twice.
Hey, Grumpy.
Hey, what's up, man?
Unfortunately, I'm probably going to be ending soon, so that's unfortunate.
I'm still surprised you started. I mean, you're holding up okay, but you still should have gone to bed.
Much better than when we started, to be honest. When we started, you and I were both like, maybe you don't want to be doing this.
To be fair, I had come back from dropping the kids off, so like I was still trying to get my lungs to function again after that trip. 2 blocks away. In I think at the time 16 degrees Celsius weather, or temperatures rather. But yeah.
16 degrees Celsius sounds balmy.
Here it's freezing.
Sorry, what's the temperature?
16 degrees Celsius.
That's nice. That's actually decent. You don't sweat to death in that type of a temperature. It's -2 degrees Celsius here, if that helps.
Yeah, we
and
don't
for
get
the
that.
Americans, that is 32 degrees.
That is really cold.
Oh, so Slam, what you've missed so far is the intricacies of how cunt is funny. Watching the Tron trailer, watching the Naked Gun trailer.
No, we didn't. That never happened. What are you talking about?
You saw Neeson's junk just as much as the rest of us. Fine, you saw that O.J. Simpson joke and you know it.
Yeah, that was
and oh yeah, we were heavily political at the beginning, so
I didn't start it. I just
no, he did, and then got mad at us for starting it. It was quite nice.
All right. That's good. I'm going to call it there.
All right, man.
So I have words said.
Doing
whenever
things.
I say Seraphis, me, him. You say you.
Bye, everybody. Gaming with ADHD. Have a great Sunday.
I'd say
Whatever
check out
day it
his
is.
channel and check out his channel. But I mean, let's be fair. If you're here, you already are part of these people's channel anyway. So you know, there's
I
that.
don't have a channel. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna be popsicle.
He has a channel and he has a game. It's called Heroic. Everyone should check it out.
Here you go. I wore this in respect for your continent, by the way.
Is it bad that the other day Grim and I were just singing a whole bunch of AC/DC songs?
No, because that's like a great way to spend time.
Yes.
Especially when you sing the lyrics to Thunderstruck and you realize it's all about them getting fucked while on tour. And you're like, most people don't understand what this song is about.
Again, Australian. Of course we know what it's about.
Yep. All right. Chandra from Down Under. We'll see you later.
Night,
Goodbye,
kid.
everybody.